Welcome back to another week of anime tier list, baby. Fall 2025 is almost done, and we're here to rate. What are we here to do? We're here to rate the most recent weekly episodes. Now, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeklies we're still watching. And you know what? Despite all of the bloodbath, despite everything basically being dropped, I think this is still a lot of weeklies. Because think about it. This basically means we're watching a weekly anime every day of the week. I know not every one of them are landing in the same day, but there are 7 weeklies we're still keeping up with. I think that is still like a ridiculous amount of number compared to like the casual fan who only watches one thing. Chainsaw Man will probably be added to the list next week. We're gonna be watching the movie today actually, so look forward to that. Okay, first up, Chitose came back, and you know what? It was a pretty interesting episode. Let's see what happened. There was a cool basketball scene. There was more dialogue and development between the main character and basically the girl that is the main character. What else happened? That was pretty much it. I was actually really like surprised at the basketball shit. I would say it was a good episode. We're trying to figure out who the stalker is, and MC's being cool and chuny as usual. I was really surprised by the sports animation. The basketball stuff was like, it wasn't a joke. They actually kind of put some effort into it. It was a nice way to welcome it back. It was a good episode. Next up, Grieving Souls this week. Bullshit as usual. I don't know if I would consider it mid. Is it still mid enjoyable? Loki probably is mid enjoyable. It's honestly just kind of, it's dumb as fuck as usual, but like it's still funny. It's very enjoyable right now with all the ghost chibi girls, you know, the characters coming up as our Grieving Souls members. The layers of misunderstandings. Bro was like dueling with the carpet, and now like basically everything is on the table now. We have now exposed who the real Fox members are, and next episode I think it's gonna be fucking insane. It's been fun. It's been fun, but it is very mid right now. This anime this week, I would say was actually great. I actually think that what's it called? Disney Twisted Wonderland this week was really great because it really dived into like the character's development, why Riddle's such a crash out king, what happened with, you know, Trey, Ace stepping up and being a Giga Chad, you know, the headmaster instigating, like there's a fucking principal who wants the kids to fight because he's so fucking bored, which is hilarious to me. I think it was a great episode. It was and not only that, it's leading into like a duel. We have like a trial by combat that's gonna happen next episode. The more that I think about this season of anime for specifically Twisted Disney Wonderland, the more I realize this low-key is an 8 out of 10. This actually is like an 8 out of 10. It's like a very high quality anime, very concise. The initial tutorial part I think is going to filter out a lot of the casuals, but this is never really for an anime for casuals. It was specifically for like the video game players, for the girl audience, and like I think it's delivering. I think that character development, action, drama, soundtrack, the overall direction of the story, it is engaging, it's fun. There's meaningful actual dialogue happening about and common themes of like, you know, a victim that's been created due to trauma in the past and how other people don't want to do anything to call them out, and there's a level of cowardice there. Like it's honestly great. It's honestly great, and there's 2 more episodes and it's done. It's gonna be a short and sweet, concise season 1. I straight up would rate this 8 out of 10. I think this is like high 7, low 8s for me. For like video game enjoyers, this is probably like the best thing you could have asked for. It's kind of like Arknights or Blue Archive, where these mobile games just showed up with like an anime out of nowhere, and the adaptation was so fucking good. Wild Last Boss this week, peak. Absolutely peak. I think it deserves more attention right now because damn, it is going underlooked. The fight sequence between the, you know, the Devil King and the main character was insane. Probably one of the best looking fights of the season, genuinely. I mean, I know that like One Piece and MHA and shit like that's happening. I guess I'm kind of discounting that, but I think that Wild Last Boss, the quality, the polish on this has been superb. The plot is actually interesting. It's actually very like mystery, like constantly we're asking like what's going on with this character, what kind of identity are they hiding. There's a big theme, and now and now the Devil King pulled up and talking about the goddess Aloe Venus, and I'm like, Aloe Venus, bro, that's fucking Venus, that's Dina. There's 3 Dinas in the ending. Dina is clearly the goddess in the opening, so Dina's still sus as usual. The action sequence went fucking hype. I think that it deserves way more attention because you know what else is currently sweeping Wild Last Boss out to the side? Mugen Gacha, baby! And Mugen Gacha? I don't know. Obviously the fight, specifically this is better, but Mugen Gacha, the story, I'm enjoying it a lot right now. Mugen Gacha this week was extremely fun, and it wasn't even like the main pop-off stuff just yet. It's still setting up and basically like the lieutenants are fighting, you know, the generals are fighting. The main dish is going to be next week. Mugen Gacha this week was really fun. We had 2 separate fights going on. The elf boys being dominated by the Dami Mommies. And of course, you know, the creepy guy being dominated by Suzu, who apparently is a yandere. Suzu's thing was never talking androgynous, and suddenly you start to shit talk about light and she starts crashing the fuck out. I still think Suzu's hung. And then the Dami Mommies, my god, Mera just eating them boys up. Or like ice fire, ice heat, you know, the ice magic. The constant repeating of the words like ice wall, wind cutter, you know. Nanai-sen, Nanai-haku, Nanaju, Nana. Like, there was a lot of funny wordplay involved along with the epic fights. Overall, peak episode. It was so fun. It was so fucking fun. Gacha Kuda? I'm gonna put that shit up here too, baby. Gacha Kuda, bro, this week went fucking crazy. Like, the Watchman? Okay, Nerede's end was climactic. She pulls up one last time, charges up, and sacrifices herself for Zodil. Quick little flashback that hints at what kind of relationship they had. I think that she was manipulated and maybe abused. I don't know. I don't think Zodil really cared about her like that for him to basically fuck off. At the end, he was like, oh, it looks like you're going to impact us all too. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Maybe I read that scene wrong, but part of me felt that Nerede got played, but still, Nerede, I think till the end was like loyal and wishing that she could relay this onto Zodil about how beautiful the outside was at the border. And then what do we see? Bzzz, black fucking white negative filter, just the sound effects going crazy. The Watchman is there and bro just sitting there. And I know that we saw that in the opening, and it is crazy. There is a fucking Titan just sitting that we can see in the middle of the border. And clearly the Watchman is why there is a myth of people that crosses the border die. Yet why didn't Angel die? Why didn't Rudo die? Because they, when crossing the border, had the Watchman series. The Watchman created the Watchman series. Another very funny, interesting theory right now is the Watchman's head, I think, is the sphere itself. So let me cook. The idea here is the sphere is constantly moving around, is not at a fixed position. The Watchman clearly is a living sentient being. The Watchman could be walking around. Bro could be shuffling around, moving around every once in a while, and that could be the sphere. I don't know. It's kind of a fun thought to have, right? Very mysterious, very spooky thing. It's one of those things that like gets set up as such a compelling secret, right? Whether it be Attack on Titan, you know, the basement, or like the Titan, the walls, or shit like that. It's like, what the fuck is going on, you know? The Watchman is kind of those things where it's like, it's such an absolute being that just exists there. And what the fuck are you? I mean, it's the Watchman. Beyond that, we don't know. Maybe the Watchman simply wants his gloves and jacket and boots back. I don't fucking know, man. Crazy stuff going on. Nerede's conclusion was climactic as usual, as I said. The depiction of the Watchman was menacing. Gita's power was cute and funny. Giant kaiju monster thing. Engine also bag. Engine is hiding something. We don't know what it is, but Engine has another secret layered up now. Engine's real name isn't even Engine. Engine being at No Man's Land when Rudo dropped was already weird enough that he avoided the top egg. And now something's in his bag as a trump card. He said, is it time? Is it now? When things look like it was GG for everybody. So he has like some sort of, I don't know, some sort of like last, like what like the final stand, like a last call, like some sort of like insurance card. We won't never know though. And finally, One Punch Man. I think that One Punch Man this week goes in good. I do. I think that the animation quality, if you've looked at some of the other Sakuga YouTubers talking about it, it wasn't really that different from episode 8. It just happens that the characters delving into it, like you might care more about Flashy Flash like me and not care that much about the Gundam mecha stuff. The Gundam mecha stuff being all 2D, there's a lot of, you know, tight deadlines, skill issues, blah 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 going on, and since she was talking about maybe it was better to do it in 3D or whatnot, but still they committed to the 2D. It looked good. I honestly enjoyed the Phoenix Man stuff way more. Phoenix Man was such a compelling villain because of how silly the backstory was, but how epic he was. Straight up, like every time he'd come back as a new form, it was comical, it was hilarious, it was epic. And I really enjoyed Phoenix Man, honestly. Like, it wasn't even Child Emperor I gave a fuck about. I wanted those kids to fucking lose, man. Fuck Wagamma too. I wanted Phoenix Man to pop off, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. And of course, there's some drama happening with like the retcon, pre-retcon storylines differing and how we are now going into a path to the story that the manga isn't even covering, which will be very interesting for the future of One Punch Man, the anime. Who knows if they're going to have an anime original thing? Who knows if they'll be able to get back onto the main timeline by just shifting things around? But overall, I think it was a good episode. And this is my weekly tier list. I think these three genuinely popped off so hard. This was really fucking good, man. Like, the fight was epic. Mugen Gacha and Gachakuda, it's honestly, I don't even know where I would put it. I think that they were really fun. I think Gachakuda's main thing was, you know, the Watchman reveal and how just shocking it was. While Mugen Gacha, there was a lot of comedy, but also a lot of dark, gritty, violent, gory shit going on with Mera and, you know, Icy and the elves fucking melting away, as well as the debuff stacking on the creepy elf guy, right? This is just a solid fucking episode of character development, you know, gorgeous, you know, compositing. The overall episode just looks good, right? The art style, the direction, like even the fight scenes, this does better than most. And these are kind of, it's all right. And this, obviously, right, Grieving Souls, in terms of enjoyment, I might have probably enjoyed it more, but again, it's just such a garbage, mid, trashy, funny show right now. It is what it is. Nothing personal. That's it. See you next week.